Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Tuesday, August 12th, and we are here trying to help guide you along your financial journey. Mark, maybe we're just like the Sherpas. We're going to carry your emotional baggage up the mountain. Some of you start at base camp 1, some 2, 3. Some of you get to a peak and you're like, it ain't so great up here. Let me go back down. So whatever's going on in your life, why don't you get in touch with us? We would love to help you out. All you need to do is go to jillonmoney.com. That is our website. And in the upper right corner, there is a contact us button. When you click that button, a form will pop up and you write us a note. And if you'd like to join us live, you check the box. Mark does everything else because he's the best executive producer in the world. And oh, by the way, Mark, I forgot to tell you, I volunteered you to talk to one of the producers at CBS to extol the virtues of getting a CFP designation. She asked me, well, why did Mark take the CFP? So what was the reason you didn't have to? Why did you actually take the CFP exam? Why did you do all the coursework?
Well, I think first and foremost, I thought it would help me, doing what I do with you. I mean, everything I do is based around personal finance. So I wanted to go a little bit deeper, and I figure what's the worst case scenario? Plays no role in my job whatsoever. Then I have all the knowledge for myself and my personal life.
What part of it did you find more difficult as somebody who was, sort of more of a communications journalism major in school? Was the math part of it hard for you or not?
Yeah, 100%. That was the biggest challenge for me, was the investments part of the coursework. There's 5 or 6 different topics. Insurance and, ethics is one all on its own. And then there's one for just investments. And that's where they go into all these different calculations and theories and this, that. And that for me, that was completely foreign.
Okay. So I'm going to definitely have you talk to her because that's what I said. I said, tell me, did you take calculus in college? And she started laughing. She's like, oh, I might have taken intro to computer science to fulfill a math requirement. I said, okay, you'll talk to Mark. He'll hold your hand. It's okay. And you passed. So, hey, certified financial planner, doesn't matter on the first, second, fourth, or fifth time, you pass, you got the designation. Mark and I always say that we're going to keep paying our dues forever because we never want to take the test again. I, of course, am coming up on, I think, my 30th anniversary of the test. And oh my gosh, that's a long time. Anyway, we love the certified financial planner designation because it sort of connotes that we take an approach that is more holistic. We like to hear from you, your whole story, and then try to help you with whatever is going on. Today, we're going to try to apply some of that knowledge with Tony, who joins us from Pittsburgh. Hello, Tony. How are you feeling about the Steelers this year?
Oh, boy. I cannot say that I follow football. Do not tell the rest of us.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You live in Pittsburgh?
How do you exist during football season if you live in Pittsburgh and you're not a Steelers aficionada?
Yeah, I hide.
All right, Tony, don't hide from us. Tell us what we can help you out with today.
So my general approach to finances is out of sight, out of mind. I tend to just let them kind of take care of themselves. And then about once a year, something happens and I panic and I dig in and I become quickly overwhelmed and go back to my initial approach, which is just to ignore it all.
How's that working for you, that cycle?
That's what I'm hoping you can tell me.
Okay. Out of sight, out of mind, panic, overwhelmed, then out of sight, out of mind. Okay, just as long as I got it.
I do work with a certified financial planner.
Okay.
And he's great. I believe that he understands me and my concerns and my goals. But again, the worry takes over. So after a podcast or two, it's tempting to reach out and say, am I okay?
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Tony. How old are you?
I am 45.
Okay. Single, married, divorced, kids? What's going on?
Single, no kids.
Okay. Makes it a lot easier for the planning, for sure.
It sure does.
Do you have parents you might have to take care of?
I do have parents. I have 2 siblings. I think together we all intend on taking care of our parents.
Okay. Do you think they're okay, though, financially?
Yes, I think they're okay.
Okay. All right, great. And are you working full time right now?
I do. I work full time for the government.
Okay. The federal government or the government of, or the municipality called Pittsburgh?
State government.
State government. Okay. How long have you been there?
I've been there for just shy of 9 years.
Okay. So are you vested yet in the pension?
I am not. I have a little over a year to go.
Okay. So, but that's cool. 1 year to vest. How's the job going? Are you happy there?
I love it.
Oh,
Absolutely love the job.
great. Amazing. That's wonderful. And how much do you earn right now?
About 230.
Tell us about how you're saving for retirement. I know you contribute to the pension. Do you also contribute to a 457 plan?
I do. I have a 457 plan. I just recently opened it and I split it between a pre-tax and a Roth 457.
Okay. How much is in the traditional? How much is in the Roth?
Oh boy. It's probably about 50 and 50.
Okay. 50 grand each. Okay. And what about other assets? Do you have other retirement plans from maybe old jobs?
I do. I have a 403B from a prior job that has about 350 in it.
And that's traditional also?
It is.
Okay. So old 403B. Got it. Keep going.
There's like a very tiny cash balance plan, which I
Mm-hmm.
think is like a pension kind of thing, which
Mm-hmm.
is about 40.
It's so funny when people describe this. I want to tell you why I'm laughing a little bit. You're like, it's tiny, 40. Like if I just said, oh, you know what? Here's $40,000. You'd be like, oh my God. But it's when we just talk about our retirement assets, we seem to kind of downgrade it a little bit. So that's great. So 50 traditional in your 457, 50 Roth, 350 in the old 403B, 40 in an old cash balance plan. Any other retirement assets?
No,
Okay. Do you have a brokerage account or anything like that that you've started up?
I do. I have a brokerage account that has about 275
Oh, that's great. Good
and
job.
then a small, oh my gosh, I did it again.
Yeah.
A something with Fidelity for about 20. And I just recently started doing a backdoor Roth
Oh,
through
great.
brokerage or with my CFP, and that's
Okay.
about 15.
All right. How about just plain old boring money in the bank? Was that more of the Fidelity money or is that something different?
It's different. I feel like this is where I'm going to get yelled at.
I'm not going to yell at you. I love you. So how much money's in the bank?
About 450.
Wow. You're nervous.
Uh, I would like to be wrong.
Well, there's that. That's funny. I once said to somebody like talking about sort of like your DNA programs you in a certain way. And I said, I started as an anxious person in my DNA. It's like you pop out that way. So I get it. All right. So
Absolutely.
is any of that 450 earmarked for use? Do you need it for a house? Do you need it for a car? Do you need it for something?
Not really. No,
Okay. Okay. And do you own your home?
I do.
How much would you guess that it's worth?
About 350.
Okay. And do you have a mortgage that's outstanding?
I do. I have about 160 left on the mortgage, and it's a 3% rate.
Terrific. And you like the house? It's like a place you want to stay
For now, yes.
ish.
Ish.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Second home, rental property, anything like that?
Nothing else.
Okay. How's your cash flow? Like when you look at how much money you spend and the money you earn, do you feel comfortable, month to month, week to week?
I think so. I'd like to spend a little bit less. I always have those moments of where does the money go?
Mm.
I probably spend about five a month, but there just seems to always be like bigger expenses scattered throughout the year that offset that.
Right. So you mean like your month to month is really five, but then there's like a house thing or maybe a nicer trip that probably adds a couple thousand a month. Probably like, would you think it would be fair to say that it's like not really five a month, but if you factor in those bigger one-off expenses that it's more like seven a month?
I think that's spot on.
Okay. All right. That often happens. Don't worry. It's great that you have the handle on the five, to be honest with you. Now, you love your job. Once you actually are vested in the pension, What's the game plan? You want to stay there? You're going to be a lifer? Like, what are your hopes and dreams? You want to stay there for another 10 years after that? Do you want to, like, what are you targeting in your head about, like, what you'd like to happen?
I think realistically, probably work until 60, simply because of the health insurance aspect of it.
Sure. Do you get health insurance if you stay till 60?
Yes.
Okay. So 15 years will be, and so in 15 years, if you stay there, you'd have about 25 years in. Do you know what your pension would be at that time, approximately?
I think when I calculated last, it was about 130 based on my current salary.
Right. So your current salary going up a little bit, staying in that period of time, and what it factors it to about 130 grand a year. Okay. That's great. That feels exciting, right? Doesn't it, or not? I mean, I'm excited for you. Why are you not excited?
I think it's just fear, to be honest.
Okay. Okay. I get you. I get it. It's, look, it is it's one of those things where you say to yourself, gosh, how could I possibly look ahead all those years in the future? I think I'll be okay, but who knows? And, it's hard. I get it. I totally get it. So I don't want you to think that we're sort of being, I'm not going to be daft, as the British say. I understand that it's a tough thing to, like, even imagine. I look at this and I say, okay, 15 years from now, okay, let's just, like, play this out. You need $7,000 a month now. So in 15 years, maybe that 7 is 10, 11, maybe it's 12 grand even. I'll say that maybe inflation's going to run hot for 15 years, or hotter than normal. And so, maybe the $7,000 a month we need today is more like, I don't know, I'm going to say $12,000 a month, which would be very hot. Okay. But that means that your future pension would cover almost all of your needs. It's pretty remarkable. And so you should feel really happy that you have had that kind of you've chosen a career that will, essentially allow you to kind of keep up with your needs.
Which at that time, $4 million in investments.
Right. So what Mark and I like to do, like, little back of the envelope calculations. Okay. So meaning that if you have all this money right now, okay, and we just grow it at a very modest investment rate of return, and we also factor in the idea that your expenses are going to grow as well, you're going to have this pension, you're going to have a lot of money. So when your CFP looks at this, I am sure that this guy is saying, you're cool. Does he say that?
I think so. I mean, last time we spoke, he said you can take an extra vacation. So I'll take that as a good sign.
Yeah. I mean, I would certainly, if you're feeling like you're spending $7 a month right now with all these extra things, and you say, well, I want to take a $10,000 vacation, just, or once a year, and it makes it $8,000 a month. I don't think I'd have a problem with that at all. Do you, Mark? Would you think like spending 8 is a problem?
God, no. Not only can she do that, she can fly business class if she wants to.
Yes. Tony, do you like business class? Mark and I we're very big. I'm a fan of it. Mark's about to do a trip where he's flying business class with his family. So it's going to be, but I think you're in great shape. So how can we help you remove some of the panic and overwhelming feelings? Because just to be clear, at age 60, you'll almost have all of the money you need for your expenses just in your pension. You'll have plenty of money saved up. You'll pull money out when you need it. And then you'll claim Social Security at 67 or 70, and you will be fine. Absolutely fine. Now throw a wrench in my plan. Tell me that you're pregnant with triplets, and then
absolutely not.
Okay. I'm just checking. What is causing? What's the source of the panic?
No, I think this is great. I think I needed to hear that I'm fine, and that it came from like a third party with like no vested interest. I think that helps tremendously. I was expecting to be yelled at for keeping too much in cash.
Well, I mean, that's sort of silly. We're going to get to that in a second. But like the fact that you have that much money in cash kind of is your answer to being panic stricken and overwhelmed. I get it. That's your fix to the problem. My question to you is, have we convinced you just in this brief conversation that you are going to be okay? Do you believe that when we tell you these numbers and when we're reinforcing what your CFP says? Do you believe it?
Yeah, I do. I hope so.
Do you come from like a background where you came from struggle?
My parents immigrated here. They did great for themselves. I'm very proud of them, but it wasn't necessarily easy.
I want to tell you, this is like Mark and I we should have a data set, Mark, on our callers. When we have first generation immigrant or first generation callers who come on and talk to us, we see a very particular pattern. And that pattern is, I have to work so hard, save so much because my parents struggled to get me to this place. And I can't count on anything. The rug could get pulled out from under me at any time. And therefore, the attitude is a really almost like an extreme saving pattern, right, Mark? I mean, we hear this so often. Now, to make this a more productive conversation, we're trying to break a cycle, right? One way to break a cycle is, instead of saying out of sight, out of mind, it is more to take this issue of money is a little bit emotional for me, to, when you meet with your certified financial planner, to believe the numbers, to say to this planner, hey, I'm going to work till 60, hope to get my I mean, listen, if you lose your job in the middle of all this, we'll recalculate. But right now, you got a job, you like it, and hopefully you stay there for a while. And I think that for me, I want you to feel like the accomplishment. I want you to like sort of take pride in what you have accomplished rather than spinning it and feeling panic stricken and overwhelmed. So the pride is, look at all this money that you have saved. I mean, it's incredible. There's not more to accomplish here. You have done the heavy lifting. You've done an incredible job. There is no hole in this plan. I would love it if we could encourage you to take some of that money in the bank and put it to work. Is that a possibility, or is that just impossible?
I think it's a possibility. I think I would feel better about it once I become vested.
Fair enough. Okay, so the $450 that's in the bank, is it at least in some CDs? Are you earning interest on this money?
Most of it is in high yield savings accounts.
Okay. I mean, I would maybe even take some of it and just pop it into a CD, because I think interest rates are going to start coming down over the next year. So if you wanted to just even take half of it and put it into a CD or 100 or whatever, but just to have a little bit of money that's like fixed and tied up, not subject to the drop in interest rates, which I presume is going to happen. I don't know if it's going to, but I just presume at least, like $100,000. The money that's in the brokerage account, the CFP is managing right now?
Yes.
And how is that invested?
Oh boy.
Mutual funds? Is it like funds or exchange traded funds?
I honestly could not tell you.
Okay. So I think one of the reasons you might be feeling overwhelmed, I think what happens is you get to this money conversation, you get the broad brush, you understand it, you know in your head that the CFP and now Jill and Mark are saying, I'm okay. But the next level is when you start to shut down, I think. I mean, it's sort of like a generalized sense I get. I really believe it would behoove you to maybe walk through these investments with the CFP, or you know what? Send us a PDF. You can scratch out like your full name and any identifying things, and we can have you come on the program and we can actually explain exactly what you have. I get this sense from many of you listening that you can really relate to Tony, because some people come on the program and they're like spreadsheet junkies, and they'll give you the CUSIP, the little 5-symboled name of the security they own. But a lot of you I know have no interest in that. And I think that this would be really instructive, right, Mark? Like, we definitely have a bifurcation of who the listener is. We have a big bunch of do-it-yourselfers, and we have people who are just charmed by our personalities. I want to make sure that we can really break this down with you, because I think if you actually understand it, I think that's how you break the cycle of out of sight, out of mind, panic overwhelmed, out of sight, out of mind, panic overwhelmed. I'd really love for you to get out of that.
Me too. Me too.
So would you be willing to maybe send us like a screenshot or a copy, a PDF of the statement, and we could do that with you?
Absolutely.
Mark, are you game?
I'm game. I don't like people not knowing exactly what's going on.
It's exactly how I feel. So this is what I think we can do. So this is Tony, part 1. Part 2 is going to be, we are going to walk you through this. What I do want you to hear is that you are in very good shape. And guess who put herself there? You did. Okay? You have done this.
Perfect candidate for the Jill on Money dating show, right?
Right. We need, exactly. If you tell us after we get off the air, if you tell us what you're looking for, we are, we're going to do some sort of a dating app with, because who wouldn't want a Tony in their lives? Woman is kicking ass. So Tony, thank you so much for joining us. We're looking forward to seeing that statement, and we'll walk you through it. And I think that's where you're going to feel much better about yourself. Gang, are you relating to this? Maybe you're married or partnered with somebody who's like Tony, where you say, oh, come on, we're in good shape. And the person's like, no, we're not. Because you can hear this. It's an emotional issue. So some of you are going to hear this episode here. Oh my God, what's she worried about? And what you have to understand is it's not rational. These money issues, they kind of occupy this space of an irrational thought process. And all we think we can help Tony do, and maybe hopefully you, is break out of that cycle, understand what's going on, and then I think you'll feel like you can really take control. So if you're like Tony, or you've got a Tony in your life, get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the contact us button, write us and tell us what's happening. And if you'd like to join us on the air, check the box. By the way, if Tony had just listed off her assets and said, am I okay? I would have just answered and been like, yeah, you're okay. But hearing what is going on in her voice makes us better at helping guide her. You see, we are the emotional Sherpas. We're taking that baggage off of you onto us. Hey, go to JillOnMoney.com, sign up for the free weekly newsletter, catch my book, The Great Money Reset, subscribe to everything we do, like our other podcast called Money Watch, and I think you'll really like it. Okay. I think that's it, man. Subscribe to us on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcast. Try to lift someone up, change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.